Hello, and welcome to another episode of the First Galactic Podcast, your favorite Star Wars show that is now in its second season of existence. And today, we are talking about the newest episode of The Bad Batch that came out 3, 4, 5 days ago, almost now.
On Friday. Today, we're recording this Monday night. It's coming out Tuesday, May 11th. And by the way, I am Noah.
Oh, yeah, and I am Nate. I don't know if I missed that part. But today we're going to do a little rundown for you guys. Noah has the summary up. For those of you who haven't watched yet, it was an interesting episode. Not quite as good as the first one, in my opinion.
Spoilers.
Oh, yes.
It's been out for like 4 days.
Yeah. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. If not, I mean, you've probably already seen it. Let's be honest. If you're listening to this, you've definitely already seen it.
Facts.
Yeah.
All of our audience, extreme Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be worried. I don't really have like a summary. It was more of like, it says Star Wars The Bad Batch episode 2 Easter eggs explained, but I'm just going to kind of talk about what I read on devgeek.com, which is kind of a funny name. This episode is called Cut and Run for obvious reasons. We get to see Cut Lawquane, and for those who, yes, Cut Lawquane, what a freaking name. For those of you who don't know who he is, he appeared in the Clone Wars. He is a deserted clone. I guess he got his inhibitor chip removed. I don't remember that idea.
I don't really remember how he's not affected by it. All I know is that I'm pretty sure his squad was like losing and they were all going to die, and then he ran away. That's how he ended up on Seleucami or Seleucami. Is Seleucami?
I think it's Seleucami. Yeah, that was the second thing we were going to talk about is the planet. We can just jump into that. Yeah, that's a cool name. I like that.
Yeah.
Big fan of that planet.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. It has everything from like the cool wild animals, the freaky thing that we saw yesterday.
And wow, I think you're reading this article that I'm reading because
no, is that okay?
Yeah, it's literally the planet Seleucami. First appeared in the Clone Wars episode, The Deserter. The little creatures running around. This is funny. They're called Nunas, essentially space turkeys. So, do you remember those? They're like the little guys. So I remember, shout out Jacob because I watched it with Jacob. I looked at him and I'm like, wait, those are the little things that Jabba flicks off in the Phantom Menace during the pod race.
Flicks off the edge?
Yeah, he's like, no, they're not. And I had to pause it. And then I looked it up and he's like, oh, okay.
That's so funny.
I was like, I know my Nunas. I had to look it back at what it was. Yeah, I know my Nunas. So there's those guys, and then what's the other thing? Oh wait, hold on. Nuna meat is also one of the in-universe substitutions for Earth food when it comes to Disney's Galaxy Edge vendors. Standing in for oh wow, that's so cool.
We were just talking about the food the other day.
Yeah. Okay, so there's Nunas, and then the Nexu. That's the creature that goes to attack Padme that claws
and Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So both N names. So we got Nate, Noah, Nuna, and Nexus. Nexus.
Yeah, I like them. I think they're cool. I think that like anytime there's cool creatures like that, I do enjoy it. But the planet itself, I think is cool. I don't know if maybe just the area, but when they're walking through, when they first get there and they're like walking through and there's where those weird, like, it almost looks like really tall pollen. Like,
yeah,
I don't know why. It's weird, but like, it's just a cool planet. It's like Felucia, but less like wee freaky jungly and more like a happier version.
It kind of reminded me how, like, you know, obviously here on Earth we have like different types of jungles and different types of forests. It was like it gave similar vibes. Like you can go visit one part of the world and visit another part of the world and be like, oh, they're similar but not quite the same, right?
Yeah. Like one's the Amazon rainforest, the other one is just like a little forest that you're walking through here in the US.
Sure, great comparison.
Yeah.
The other thing we saw, our series Astromechs, the ubiquitous GNK series power droid, Gonk.
Gonk droids, baby.
We see the Empire, obviously.
Didn't they crush one of the R units?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
He just like punched it. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, Wrecker, he was a great character in this episode. He is probably, again, my most improved character after episode 2 now. Okay, the final thing before we talk about like our opinions of it is the helmets. You can definitely see the helmet starting to round out a bit, and obviously that's on purpose. And
like that bottom part's rounded, like by their jaw. Yeah.
I guess we're kind of jumping to opinions now because I wanted to say I don't like it. I like it how it looks, but I don't like it because why don't you just switch out the helmets? Like, there's no way that the Emperor was like, hey, we're going to make these in-between looking helmets, and you're going to wear these for, like, a year, and then we're going to transition them out, and you're going to wear these other shitty ones. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
You think the Emperor is dressing them?
Doesn't and, like, your mom dress you?
Yeah, do you think he's like, I'm deciding their helmets? Like, there's like a little committee that brings him things like, Emperor Palpatine.
Well, he's his guard. He has his guard that wears like the red on their thing. So, like,
fair.
I don't know. Someone dresses. Honestly, someone look this up. Who dresses the clones? It's not the Kaminoans. They just kind of make them and they make the armor. But like,
do the Kaminoans make the armor?
I think. Do they outsource it?
I have no idea.
Actually, that's a great point. Where does the armor come from? Where do the guns come from?
The guns got to come from somewhere. The people who live on Canto Bight who are selling all the arms to everyone. Like,
wow, we're debunking Star Wars right now.
Yeah, right. We're getting deep into it. Yeah. The stuff you find only listening to the First Galactic podcast.
And now, a word from our sponsor. Bam, 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 bam. We're back.
Okay, we are back. What else was in that episode? I mean, we had a ton about Omega. There's a ton of not really stuff about her, but her sing away. And then I don't know. That was weird when she was like, "Oh, I'm sad," and they're like, "We have to get rid of you." I was like, "That's weird."
Well, they were trying to show like how she's still a kid, and Hunter's gonna have to raise her essentially, and he's not ready for it, and Lawquane is because he's raised kids before, and I think they were trying to make you believe that she was actually going to be left there, because that's the first thing I thought of when he picked her up after she like ran after that ball. I was like, oh, she's going to stay here. That's exactly what's going to happen. And then when they started talking about like the plan and everything, and I was like, she's not gonna go with them. Like she's gonna go with the Bad Batch, not with Cutting's family.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like, I was like, okay, well, that's cool. I don't know if he was supposed to play like a bigger role. It's still weird to me that Rex showed up. They said Rex got there before.
The day before. Obviously, that's hinting at something.
Well, yeah. But like, does Rex, do you think, at that time no longer have the inhibitor chip? Then?
Yeah. I think we're supposed to believe that it's been more than one day since Order 66 started.
Yeah. I just didn't know if he'd taken it out or what's happened yet. I mean, I guess so, because if he didn't have it, or if he still had it in, he would have probably taken Lawquane custody, right? Because he knows he's a deserter.
Well, he wouldn't have gone there, I don't think. He only went there, I think, because he knows, like, he betrayed the Empire by taking out his inhibitor chip, and who else betrayed the Empire? Lawquane. So
yeah.
We got Cut's family. Gosh, I'm gonna butcher these.
Sue and
Shea and Jack. Is Jack the one that is the Rugrats?
I think so. What is it?
Okay.
Tommy? No, it's not Tommy. Phil and
Yeah, the twins.
the twins. I can't remember the other ones.
Something that like really creeps me out about that is the Rugrats was made like over 20 years ago.
And he still sounds the same.
Yeah, like how old is this person?
I don't know. That's like the weird thing with what, because isn't Bart Simpson, isn't that a girl?
Yo, this is a girl too. Wait, no, that's Tommy. Wait, which one is it? Phil?
Wait, Tommy's a girl?
Sorry, yeah, Tommy's a girl. All right,
The main
Phil.
character? What?
Phil's also a girl. Kath
My
Susie.
goodness.
Kath.
Are
She's
all of
like,
them? Chucky's got to be a guy, though, right?
I have no idea. I'm looking at Kath Susie. I don't know. Born
If Chucky's
1978.
not
How
a
old is
guy, I'm
that?
going to be so confused.
Kath Susie is 54 years old.
Still cruising, dude.
So Jack Lawquane, I'm pretty sure it was Jack. It has to be Jack.
Oh.
Jack is voiced by a 54-year-old woman. Okay, Star Wars.
Okay, Star Wars. Good pick.
Weird flex, but okay. All right, so what did you think about the episode?
Let's see. Okay, I kind of liked it. I didn't have any real problems with it. I liked that they got a fight against some clones. I liked seeing that. It was kind of nice to be like they didn't hide away from like they're killing clones. I was like, yeah.
You pointed that out to me, and I didn't really think about that until you said that, because I watched it before you, and then I watched it again with you, and I didn't really think twice about it until you said that. Like that was something new. I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. I guess because it was different because I actually felt like when the clones ran at them at one point and they were shooting, I was like, ooh, they're fighting someone who's better. Like there's not just like 1,000 droids and that's why they're winning.
Yeah.
I was like, there's only 20 guys, but like it's a competition. Like it's not an easy win. And that part seemed nice. I don't know if that was meant to be or if that's actually the case or if that's just what my mind thought because I was like, ooh, clones. But I don't know. That's what I thought when I was watching it. I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. Like there's some real challenge here. But it's definitely interesting because I think they might not know what the Bad Batch does per se and like follow the same orders and follow the same tactics. But I feel like they're at the base somewhat similar, you know? And some of those clones I'm sure have probably seen that. I'm sure we might see like a Commander Cody or a other commander that has fought with the Bad Batch that are going to know all of their tactics, or not all of them, it might know a lot of them, and similar to like those like tactical droids that were supposed to be smart and know what the clones do.
Since you mentioned Cody, we don't see Cody after Revenge of the Sith, do we?
No.
So we don't know what happens to him?
No, all we know is that shoot down Kenobi and then they fly out of there.
Okay, so yeah, we're definitely going to see him again then.
Yeah, because I don't remember seeing him in season 7 of Clone Wars.
I don't think so either. So overall, like, what would you give this episode? Because I've got my critiques of it just since kind of reading that that article on denofgeek.com. What would you give this?
Let's see. We gave the first one what an 8,
something like that.
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I would say this one didn't really have it. It had that little fight scene. It had that little bit about Omega. It had them getting out, discovering what's going on. It had Rex in there. It didn't really have anything that was like, ooh, this is an episode you have to watch. It was more just an episode that like on the way carries a story, and you're like, oh yeah, that's nice, but it wasn't really anything that blew me away, or that I was like, bro, did you see that episode last night? It was dope. So I don't know, probably like if we gave that an 8, probably like a 5.5 or like a 6.
Okay, so I think Jacob said he gave this like a 6 or a 6.1. I gave it a 6.3, and I think I want to even lower it to like a 5.6 or a 5.7.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if we're comparing to the first one.
Yeah. I think the first time I watched it, I liked it less than the second time I watched it. But now, since like talking about it, I like it even less than both of those two times. And here's why.
Okay.
First time I watched it, I thought Omega was annoying. Second time I watched it, I didn't mind. Now, after talking about it, all I see is fan service across the board. There is like no reason Cut Lawquane needs to be put back in here other than fan service, and
Hmm.
let's just draw out this plot. It's just going to be Clone Wars all over again, where the first 3 seasons mean nothing.
Hmm.
So if you're going to have Cut Lawquane, fine, keep him. You don't need the little turkeys. Turkeys were cool. I like the turkeys, but you don't need them and the what's it called? The
Nexus, whatever it is.
I'm gonna call it Nemo, but I'm gonna call it Nemu. So there's fan service. Gonk and R2 Astromech. Like all of this to me just screams like just fan service. And it just reminds me of Rise of Skywalker, where it's an entertaining movie. It's fun to watch. There's some funny parts to it, and overall, like I like it more than most people do. But there's so much fan service,
Mm.
and I don't think that's good for Star Wars. I don't think it allows you to like wonder, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would have much rather had something that I don't want to say cliffhanger, but something that is a new. I don't know. They almost had a point where in that episode at the end, the clone is looking at Cutler Queen right before they leave, and they're like,
Mhm.
"Wait, you look like," and you know he's about to say, "You look like me,"
Yeah.
right? And he's like trying to figure it out. And maybe there could have been some sort of story in there, like there now he's stuck on the planet, his family gets away, or what I don't know what happens, or the Bad Batch just to come shade them again, or do something, and like, nope, just escaped.
Yeah.
They're all good, they're safe, they're gone. Now these guys are here and they're gonna go their way, and everyone escaped. And like all a happy little package and delivered, and now to the next thing, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be like that for the first few episodes of, okay, we go here, and then we go there, then we go here, which is exactly what Rise of Skywalker did. It's like, we have to go to all these places and all these planets and introduce all these things to you to set up the bigger picture, which I don't know if I like that.
No, even look at like Mandalorian. Like
Yeah.
everything that happened in that first season had a maybe 2 episodes where it was involved, and it all had a resolution that went perfectly fine. Like even the end with the people who were in that little village and that group that was attacking them, and they had the big like ATT,
Right.
like that literally lasted. There was a problem. They came, they went out, they bombed them, they came and fought, fixed it, solved, and now they're all happy. And now it's like, oh well, I have to take the child with me because you can't stay here because
We've got to go somewhere else now.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like we'll just bounce to the next one.
I
And
think I'm getting tired of the fact that like all of these can be like standalone episodes. Like that's what Disney's doing, and it's like, where is the deeper plot? You know, I think
where's Darth Maul?
there we go. There we go. I think like in a series like Bad Batch, where only like the true Star Wars fans are going to watch it, you can go a bit deeper in the plot. Mando, I kind of see, especially first season, how it's like, we don't know if this is going to hit. We don't know what parts of this people are going to like. And think about like season 2. It was a lot more like development, I think, of characters and plot and everything.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I mean, who knows? I mean, we'll see what happens this week on Friday. It could be a continuation that we wanted to see and what we're looking for right now, or it could be something different and continue on the pattern. No idea until it comes out. That's one of the nice things about doing this with the series, is that it can change. Our mind can change in 3 days, and we can like, oh my god, this is dope. That all makes sense. Why this all happened, which is the nice thing. And that's one of those, because if you look back at Clone Wars, if we did this throughout Clone Wars coming out, we probably would have been through each of them like, this is so freaking stupid. Why is this going on? Blah, blah, blah. And then like by the end, we're like, oh my God, that was amazing. Same thing with Rebels. But it's interesting because you never know.
Yeah. So real quick before we finish up, do you have any prediction for the next episode? Because I honestly have no clue what they're gonna do.
I don't know if they're gonna find any correlation with Rex yet, or if they're gonna keep following his trail, or if it's gonna go jump somewhere else. I feel like there's got to be an inkling of him either at the beginning of the episode where they're like still looking for him, or at the end of the episode he either shows up or is like looking as they fly off or something, or they're seeing him fly off. One of those where it's a typical like Star Wars, like someone's following someone. You know how usually it's the bounty hunter, or like the Mandalorians are like tracking them down. We were just watching this yesterday, where they're in season 7, Bo-Katan and Ahsoka. Right. And she's like watching and waiting, and like every episode she's there just watching in the background. I feel like something similar to that's going to happen where they're really close, but they don't know it yet. So that's what I'm expecting. And then I feel like we've got to see Crosshair.
Yeah.
So he's got to be in this one. He wasn't in the last one. Maybe like tracking them down or something. Maybe that's the one that we see. And then I'm still hoping for some introduction to Obi-Wan, and maybe just a mention. I don't think we're going to see him yet, but maybe just a mention, or a mention of Vader. It's got to be one or the other in my mind.
I think it's cool because it could be Vader, it could be Obi-Wan, it could be Rex, it could be Ahsoka.
Oh, true. Or Ahsoka, yeah.
Because those are all characters that like have a big, empty space of time that we don't know what's been going on in their lives. I like that theory about like the bounty hunter and how it's going to look. The only thing I think is going to happen next episode is basically none of that, and they're just going to get their ship tracked, and it's going to be a really boring episode.
And it's going to make one of those where they crash or something, and it's
they're in a tractor beam or whatever. And then I think maybe like the episode after that is going to be something like they're going to be on some planet, and then some kid's going to be like, "Oh, I saw someone that looked just like you. He just left," and then that's going to be Rex, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's going to be. I think it's going to be one of those, but I think next episode is going to be boring. That's my prediction. I'm Debbie Downer today.
Debbie Downer.
It is what it is.
That's all right. That happens. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining in. We will be back on Friday for the next episode. Episode 4 already.
Episode 3. This was episode 2.
Oh yeah.
This is season 2.
Yeah, for season 2.
Oh, I was still thinking Bad Batch.
Yeah, no, for us, this is our 4th episode.
Chapter 4.
Mm-hmm. Chapter 4. I'm excited. We've got lots more Star Wars coming your way, and we will see you in the next one. See ya.